What's up, guys? We are Past Pop Culture. My name is Ricky with my co-host here, Mrphen.
Yo.
And today we're going to be talking about a lot of things. We're going to talk about the Sony PlayStation showcase that they did. We'll talk maybe a little bit about some other stuff like Gollum and some Diablo news, right? I think, though, our predictions were more or less right, I guess.
Yeah.
We did see Spider-Man. Well, I think in general, the internet's predictions were pretty good. People were pretty upset about Bloodborne.
But they
I don't know. It's like, I know there was like rumors and stuff like that. I wasn't too much on the fence. I was more on the fence. Like, I didn't really believe they were going to do a Bloodborne thing. Especially because From Software has that one other game that they're working on right now. Yeah, Armored Core, yeah. So I'm like, I don't know if they do that at the same time. Well, they could just give it to another studio. But point being is that we did see Metal Gear Solid 3. We saw Spider-Man, right? We got a 10-minute trailer or gameplay review, I should say. People were complaining the whole time. They're like, "Oh, it's too long. It's too long." People wanted Spider-Man throughout the whole stupid showcase, but people in chat, right, in the PlayStation chat, were like, "Oh my gosh, they're showing the whole game. Oh no." I'm like, bro, they're showing like one little mission, like the first part, like just like relax, dude. People were complaining about we don't get enough Spider-Man content. We want to know, we want to see. They're like, they just flop it down on the table, and they're like, here's 10 minutes. Oh, it's too long. Oh no. Why are they showing so much? This isn't good. Like I'm like, dude, all chat does is complain. Like whenever these showcase happen, everybody just complains. When's Snake showing up? When's Bloodborne? When's Marvel? Yeah, and then if they show it, they're like, oh, okay. Cringe. And then and it's like, dude, you can't make these people happy, dude. It's like they get hyped for like 2 seconds. They're like, yeah, and then they just go back to like talking trash, and I'm like, dude.
I find it pretty annoying.
It's like
I always
feel
hide
like,
the chat.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, like, guys, we gotta relax here, man. It's not that deep. Yeah. It's not that deep. Like, just let them. Like, they're talking trash because, like, oh, what is this, an indie showcase? Because they're showing like indie games, and everyone's like, oh, we should make indie games more prominent, and like, so that they become more legitimate part of the industry. They showcase indie games. Why is there only indie? What is this? It's like, bro. I mean, it's a lot of it's competing voices, right? And it's like everyone's just trying to be smug in the chat so they can look cool and get their internet points. Yeah. Well, I'm just like, guys, come on now, like. Let's be for real here. Let's just enjoy what's being shown. I think overall, I think it was good. I think it was good because you had a few heavy hitters. Mm-hmm. Most of the other stuff, I was kind of like, or kind of like, oh, that looks a little interesting. I can't remember the name, but that samurai game that had the really fluid movement and
Phantom Blade?
Yes, that one looked really good. I actually like that one. That one I'm gonna keep my eye on because I'm gonna try to, like, I'm interested in that one. Phantom Blade Zero. So yeah, there we go. That's the full name. If anyone's interested, they can go look it up. The other one was kind of funny though. Alan Wake 2. So they're calling it John Wake 2. Yeah. He kind of was looking like John Wick there. Everyone was like, okay, Keanu Reeves can, if they ever do an adaptation, people were saying stuff like that.
That's kind of weird. I don't remember him looking like John
I've never
Wick.
been into the series, but I remember seeing the remake they were doing, and I was like, wait a second.
Yeah.
It's like, why is he...
that was kind of weird.
Yeah, so, I don't know, everything else, I think it seems some people were excited for Assassin's Creed Mirage. I'm not necessarily an Assassin's Creed guy. I just never could really get into it, but I know a lot of people were into it. Helldivers, that comes out this year. Helldivers 2, Ghost Runner 2, like I said, Alan Wake 2. What was that? Oh man, what was that thing announced by Square Enix where we were all like, oh, Splatoon's looking kind of...
Foam Stars.
Yeah, Foam Stars. There you go. Oh, I see it down here. Yeah,
which
Foam
is
Stars.
Splatoon name still. What?
Foam Stars. So it's a pretty, like, I don't want to say ripoff. We haven't seen enough. but it's a very, very similar game to Splatoon. I don't know if it's gonna be free to play or if we're gonna have to pay for it or what it is. It's probably gonna have to be free to play because that's the only way I can probably see it going in, kind of taking some of the people from Splatoon. But I highly doubt it.
It
Like
looks
to get the
fun.
people over. I don't know. It looks okay. Not my thing. I mean, if it's free, like I said, I'll probably try it just so we can put out a little review or something on it if we want to. But or
Looks
try it on
anime.
stream. Yeah, it's very anime. It's very anime, but oh, and that's the other thing. Now every anime game they come out with, it's
It's
Genshin.
Genshin Impact.
Oh, this is Genshin graphics. Because we had because they were saying that about Foam Stars. It was like, oh, it's Genshin, but they had another game. Man, where would it be at? Let me see.
Well, which one?
I don't remember, but there was a few other like anime style games coming out, and they had that kind of quote unquote
I don't know why.
Genshin style, even though it was just like an anime art style. That was it, just an anime art style. But anyways, the I think everyone's pretty excited for Spider-Man. I think that's pretty much gonna be a system seller right there.
It sure is, especially because a lot of people predicted that it's gonna be co-op, and then that they're predicting like, oh yeah, you can play as Venom, and I think that trailer pretty much just canceled both of those rumors. It's like, well, you can be, the symbiote suit.
Well, yes, you can be the symbiote suit, but you can switch between Miles Morales and Peter Parker. So that's pretty cool. I think I'm fine with that. Maybe there'll probably be like a little bit of like Venom that you'll be able to play, and they just haven't showed that gameplay yet, and they want to save it for the game. When it came to Metal Gear Solid, it was literally just they just showed him, so we haven't seen any actual gameplay of how it's gonna look like. Correct?
Yep, correct.
So,
and interestingly enough, Hideo, the original person who made it, Hideo Kojima or whatever, has nothing to do with this one. Which is
and that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna ask you: is Hideo Kojima associated in any way?
Nope.
So that's the part that's gonna keep me kind of interested because it's his original vision, right? That kind of got him to this point. Because man, what was that? Oh man, remember when Metal Gear did like a zombie thing, right? Like like an extraction
the wave simulator
thing.
one, yeah.
And then like because he didn't really like that one, and he didn't want to be like involved or something. That was like a whole like kind of
left, right? I think that's
what caused him. So that's the last thing we've had, right? And then we could have maybe a comeback here. I don't know. It's a remake. I think they're just gonna be doing remakes because they're like, okay, I don't know if they can think of anything like that would be on the same level.
They can't.
So they're also coming out with their collections, their master collections, and then has the original Metal Gear Solid 1 through 3, and then they're gonna come out like I think they're gonna do like a whole thing for this. I feel like there's gonna be more coming out. That's just my little prediction. I think they're gonna really hype this remake up, try to get as much money as they can, and then dip when the game is gonna be a little bad. I think that's what's gonna happen.
Release it.
Yeah, I think that's what's probably going to happen because, as we know, we have like that Gollum game, right? The Lord of the Rings game that came out. Jeez. I mean, that one was just interesting, right? I mean, the PC it can't run. Well, it can barely run on anything, but it's just the game's not good. You have in order to get him to say "My precious," you had to pay DLC for that emote. Did you hear about that?
Wait,
so, like his whole thing.
What?
Yeah, like people were saying like, oh yeah, you have to pay. Like there's like DLC emotes, and it's so bad. Like everyone's just taking a dump on it. It's a complete cash grab. It's a AA studio. It's not necessarily indie, but it's not AAA. So it's really disappointing to see studio like. Gosh. It's the Lord of the Rings, probably one of the most like important literary works. Right, and like modern fantasy and like he kind of did a lot. He kind of was important here, right? It's like the I don't know. Gollum wouldn't be my pick necessarily. I mean, that's just me.
Well, yeah.
I
Oh my gosh, I'm like actually.
so
How long did
yeah.
they have to make this game though? Let's just real quick.
It
What
was a few years. I think they worked on it for a few years.
with a pushback?
Yeah, there was pushbacks,
I don't know.
but yeah, this was clearly a cash grab in every sense. Man, it's just yeah, like 43% on Metacritic.
It's one of the lowest rated video games like ever.
Yeah, it's people are downvoting this thing to oblivion because
Good.
it's just bad. It just wasn't good. It's just we've been getting a lot of these lately though, where it's like,
They
hey, we're gonna put out this
apologize.
game and then we're gonna apologize and then we're still gonna take your money and run them, and that's like I don't know. It's like I don't know how we can fix that necessarily because it's like unless you start getting I don't know the government involved. I mean, like, hey, they're doing these like rug pulls essentially for these games. We're gonna start like suing. I don't know. I think
Do you think
we
that's
gotta get
winnable? I think that's winnable.
like
Like if
getting a
false
like a
advertising.
gamer representative to
That's right.
start suing these companies.
That's
Like,
right.
hey, you're not giving us products that you guys said you
Yep.
were, and just start suing to oblivion. That's
Yep.
probably what's gonna have to happen because they're just like I feel like every game that comes out, they're like, yeah.
Oops,
here's
sorry.
this cool here's this cool little idea we're coming up with, and then they're like, oh, we're gonna go buy the game. They're like, by the way, the PC port doesn't work, but we're not gonna tell you until you pay the $70 and you
Yeah.
find out for yourself.
And we'll
'Cause,
apologize
like,
a week later.
yeah, like I like honestly like because I don't blame the devs. Like the guy that's just coding away trying to get his job done.
Hmm.
It's just the head honchos usually. It's like it's just the guys that are like, they're not gonna care. Just sell it, sell it. We put too much money into this. And they're like, but sir, it doesn't run on the PC.
It's not
What's a
working yet.
PC? Aren't we still on those Nintendos we're making? And then
I thought this
then
was
they
for the
sell.
SNES.
Yeah, no, not even the SNES. They're like, oh, no, it's just a Nintendo. That's all they call it. Like, yeah, on a Nintendo, your little Apple computer
It works
or
on your phones,
whatever.
right?
Yeah, is the IBM still a thing? Computers like that's probably where they're at. Like they're like, well, can't you just? Isn't it code? Why can't you just put it there? Come on, man.
Jeez,
And
man.
then that's probably what's going on. But yeah, like so, I have a little bit of faith, but it seems like Street Fighter 6 though may have
I'm
a little bit of saving grace. Well, we're
yes.
gonna see, right?
The reviews
Well,
came out for that game as well.
yes. So
9 out of 10.
yeah, it's getting some good reviews. Diablo 4, funny enough, right, Fen? You were telling me this before.
Yeah, that's I was actually getting pretty mad about it today because I'm watching videos on stuff and like people reacting or whatever. Everyone's pretty much saying, yeah, it's like a 4.5 out of 5, a 9 out of 10. So it's like roughly like I think Metacritic has it at 88. So that's like what
Mm-hmm.
like 40 different reviews. So it's pretty high. But people are like,
It's doing
oh,
good.
yeah, it's like, oh, people are like, oh, it's like Diablo 3. It's like, well, no, you know, duh. I don't know. It's a lot of people. I'm starting to realize maybe it's because I'm getting old, but they complain about like the most little things
Yeah.
ever, and it's like, oh, why do I want Diablo 4? It's like a Diablo 3 DLC pack. It's like, what do you
Yeah.
expect? it's like, it's the
No,
same
yeah.
game, same mechanics, same everything. It's just a brand new story. Like I don't know. I'm excited for it, and a lot of people are liking it. What comes out this Thursday for early access, so people are gonna know
Yeah.
life it.
Yeah. So, I guess we'll talk about the no lifing it then because right, we got the first
Yeah,
1,000 people. So the first 1,000 Diablo 4 players to hardcore level 100 get their name on a statue. Are you gonna try to do that, Finn?
nope, because it's hard.
You
But
don't
so there's
wanna you don't wanna stream the grind?
I mean, I'm gonna stream the grind regardless, but I'm gonna do it slow and steady, and there is controversy because I guess part of like the terms and conditions, whatever, before anyone can do it. So people who got the game like 2 weeks ago and like they already beat the game, they could do the race. And so people were flipping out
Mm,
about that and they're like, hey, that's not fair to, like let's just say me. I brand new game, I don't know nothing, so I have a higher chance of dying or whatever. But meanwhile, those people played it for 10 days already and they know what to do, how to level the most
mm,
optimal route.
mm,
And so there was a controversy, like a lot of influencers started getting mad, like Quinn69, Asmongold, the big boys. And so they finally said, it's like, okay, fine. Like if you had like a review copy or if you played it,
You got to get a new
yeah,
one.
then you can't participate in the race. So,
Mm.
which is good, and I agree with that because it's the first 1,000 to level 100, and then you get on a statue, but they're not really clear on what this statue is or where it's gonna be, or
Yeah.
I have a weird feeling that because it's Blizzard, it's just gonna be like a small statue in the office of some person's, room, and then that's it. But I hope, because I know at Blizzard
I don't know,
HQ
because
they have big statues, right? Like I've never been
yeah,
there.
but it's like you gotta like. I don't know, because it's like you're gonna have some controversial names. You're probably gonna have like Booty Tickler
Well,
69,
see,
and then
no,
it's
so
like, do they want to put that up
those
there?
people, they can't put their name in. So if you have a stupid
Oh,
name like that, you're automatically disqualified. So
there goes half the player base.
there goes XX, 69 420 blazing, It's
Yeah,
like, but I might try the race, but hardcore is, I've never done hardcore because
I think you should.
it feels bad though, Ricky. Like when you get to like level 50, like, well, okay, let's say level 50, so you're halfway there and you die to something stupid. I don't think
Do
my
it.
heart could take
That's
that.
content, baby. That's content. We're
Oh,
gonna do it. I want to see
maybe,
you do it.
maybe we'll see. I'll think about it. I got 2 days. I'm stressing out about it. I'm excited though.
Yeah, but anyways, going. Well, we're going everywhere, but
That's right.
bring it back to focus. Um, any games that you're looking forward to right now from the showcase? How strong do you think this is gonna go up against Xbox?
It's Xbox has beat this Sony State of Play by like a mile. I'm sorry. All they had was what? Spider-Man and Metal Gear Solid, and then the
Mm-hmm.
new game, Phantom Blade Zero. Everything else was
Mm-hmm.
kind of like, eh. Like Assassin's Creed is cool, and I am kind of excited about Assassin's Creed because they're going kind of back to the old school,
Mm-hmm.
smaller world and all that. So that's cool. But Assassin's Creed is Assassin's Creed, and then
Mm-hmm.
everyone knows Spider-Man's gonna be good. But other than like those three games,
You don't want to play that Five Nights at Freddy's game, that
no,
VR game? Come
no,
on, man.
no. The VR.
You know what? You know what I did like though is that little cat game, the Cat Quest
I
one.
was yeah, I was gonna actually mention that to you
Pirates
because
of the
that's your game, like
Caribbean.
your type of game.
Like,
Like,
yeah, buddy. I'm like, yeah, buddy.
I was like,
This
that's
is this is
Ricky all
what
over
like. Who cares
it.
about Spider-Man? Who cares about Metal Gear? I want the cat.
Yes, but all
So
these games though are unfortunately also on Xbox.
yeah, well, yeah, a lot of them are gonna be
So
cross-platform. So
yeah,
I don't like how many more. I guess like exclusives are we gonna need for PlayStation to really just start like punching Microsoft in the gut?
I honestly have no idea because
Spider-Man's a big one.
but that's all they have, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, like that isn't like over a few years old, huh?
Yeah, because God of War, that came out like last, or no, not too long ago, and then now they're gonna have Spider-Man 2, which does have a lot of power, and a lot of people will buy it. But other than that, because Metal Gear Solid is probably gonna be on everything, Street Fighter's on everything, Phantom
Mm-hmm.
Blades. Actually, I think Phantom Blade Zero might be an exclusive.
I don't know. I
I
wouldn't be able
don't
to.
think they really said it, but pretty much all these games are not exclusive. So there's really no reason to get a PS5 still, unless you really want Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
It's a safe purchase, but buying a $600 console for a $70 game might not exactly be worth it.
Yeah, and that's the hard part right now. Like because like I could get a PS5, but I'm just like Spider-Man's been pretty close to being like the system seller that I need, that I want.
Hmm.
But like yeah, like if they came out with the Bloodborne remake, not gonna lie, I probably would get
Everybody
the
would.
PS5. Yeah, because like I think that's what like got me. I think that was one of the first games I got like on PS4.
Hmm. It was.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, because I remember asking you for help, being like, "What is going on?" I was like, I mean, when did that come out? I was like 13.
Yeah,
I was
you were a
like,
young boy.
I
Huh?
beat it though. I beat it though. It took me forever, but yeah. And then that first boss though, that one always like was
Hated
tough.
that.
But anyways, yeah, like unless they like come out with that Bloodborne remake, Spider-Man looks like it's gonna be a heavy hitter, so that's another good one.
Hmm.
We did have God of War, right?
I mean, there's
I
still
don't
time
know.
though, because I think there is going to be another Sony State of Play for the game. What is it called? The gamer showcase or whatever that's happening. Like I think next week.
Mm,
So I think they might be doing because that's when they're going to show Mortal Kombat gameplay. So
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe,
I
maybe.
I don't know, man. Like I felt like what Microsoft has shown and PlayStation has shown.
Hmm.
I don't know. Like to me, having their own separate showcase, it's like, dude, just go back to E3. You know what I mean? Like I'd rather have everything just be at E3, so I can just watch it all in one thing. It's all
Oh, okay.
there.
I see. Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Like
Then.
I don't feel like we're getting enough out of these things to be like, yes, they have to be their own separate like occasion. Where it's
Well,
like
because they're
just
only
show
an
me
hour.
everything. Yeah, yeah. You know, it's like I don't know. I feel like we should just fold it back in. I think everyone's just getting like I think it's more like because PlayStation has always had a tough time. Like they when it came to like making things cross-platform,
Hmm.
even like when it comes to exclusives, they've always been kind of protective,
Yeah.
or they're like they don't want to play with everybody.
Hmm.
Microsoft's usually been a bit more open, but because they've always had to kind of chase, it always been at their advantage to be more open with everything. So, and because Microsoft Windows PC makes sense, right?
Hmm.
To have that cross-platform functionality. So, but they've always been like Sony's been kind of more always liking to do their own thing, but still, I think it's like I think we should just bring everything back. It's like okay, like cool, like we got to see some of these games, but like you were saying, a lot of them are just cross-platform.
No.
But it's like I don't feel like we should really like if they had an hour of exclusive games, okay, sign me
Different
up.
story. Yeah.
Like do your own thing, Sony. I'll blow kisses from the screen if we're getting an hour of exclusives.
And gameplay.
Okay, and gameplay, and that's something important. We did see a lot more gameplay in these
Yes.
trailers, and because of course, not all trailers, but we all got to see at least a little bit more, especially in-game footage. I like
Yes.
seeing the in-game footage. I don't like it when it's like, oh, this is rendered gameplay footage. Like,
Rendered
no,
on
no, no, no.
PC.
Give me the goods. Like, yeah, it's like you got like some like 4090 and like, it's like okay, PlayStation 5 ain't got all that.
Yeah.
Like Xbox, no, no, no. Cuz let's be for reals here and like let's just
Hmm.
show what's actually running on game engine. Like I in general, I just like seeing gameplay. Like yes, fine, it's upscaled or something, but I like seeing the gameplay. That's a big selling point. That's why I like the Spider-Man. It was 10 minutes of like, hey, this is how everything looks. This is how a mission's gonna play out, kind of
Yep.
thing. Like we got to see a good amount, and like that 10 minutes was like, hey, you can make a good decision and being like, do I want this game or not? I mean,
Correct.
Sony knew the game was good, right? So they're like, yo, we're gonna need some footage for gameplay,
Yep.
right?
Hmm.
And you know what? The person playing the game was competent as well. You did like the worst is when like they got the FPS footage,
Oh my
and then they're just
gosh.
like
Slow
they're
turning.
playing in FPS. Yeah, they're like they're shooting all around them, and they're like, what? Like
Shots
you don't
fired
have
at
some
Call of Duty.
intern. You don't have some intern who likes playing Call of Duty on their off time, like that you can get. And it's like, yeah, it's like it always like hurts me seeing that kind of gameplay, but that's besides the point. But yeah, so I'm glad we saw more gameplay. I hope we continue to see more gameplay.
Hmm.
I don't know, state of the industry right now, it's just in such a weird spot, but we've been saying that for years, right?
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna see a golden age or a revitalization for quite a while. But there's still some gems coming out, right? Like there's gonna be
Hmm.
Street Fighter. There's gonna be pretty much. I mean, Mortal Kombat
Yep.
seems to be kind of shaping up really good from what we've heard, right? So
Hmm.
there's still things going on that are gonna be worth sticking around, seeing what the gaming industry will show next because there are people still pushing it. Like with Spider-Man, there's still people pushing the envelope. So
There's hope.
it's like, yes, there is hope. There is indies still kicking it, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay, Gollum was kind of a weird cash
Let's
grab.
pretend that doesn't exist. How about
And
that?
yeah, we'll pretend that one didn't exist. Uh and then like we'll move on. But yeah, so we'll have to see how it goes. But I think that kind of rounds up our talk
Yep.
a little bit. We just kind of wanted to give our thoughts out there on what we thought about the Sony showcase, what we thought about the golem when we think about state of the industry kind of thing. Yeah. So we just kind of wanted to get our thoughts out there. But we do want to hear from you guys. Drop a comment if you're listening on YouTube. Let us know. What do you think? Did you like the state of play? Did you think it was lame? Were you only hyped for one game? What games were you hyped for? Let us know. If you do want to kind of like take the conversation, continue that conversation, check out our Twitch, twitch.tv/passthepopculture. We're live every Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, where you can come hang out, ask us questions. What's our favorite games? What's your favorite game? Let us know. We'll talk about Spider-Man or whatever. We always like talking about these kind of things, as you can tell. So, our social medias. Check out our social medias at Pass Pop Culture, pretty much on everything. If you want to check out a lot of our clips, right? A lot of them go up on our socials. So, they're always pretty funny, right? We always got something stupid going on stream. So,
jeez, yeah.
So we're always doing something ridiculous. So yeah, go and check those out. If you're on YouTube, make sure to subscribe. If you're on your preferred podcast listening platform, just make sure to leave a thumbs up, a heart, however you can support us. We'd very much appreciate it. All right, thanks for listening, guys.
Bye.